All the content on this channel is for education or entertainment purposes only. It does not constitute financial advice. Always remember to conduct your own research.
So in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the new REC share / HanETF distribution announcement. REC shares have brought 3 funds to the UK / the European markets, and we're going to be going through the distribution announcements to see exactly what is getting paid and see if they can keep up with these distributions moving forward. But first, a little shout out to Scott from REC shares for sending out the merch, the FEPI hat, the REC shares sunglasses, and also the FEPI t-shirt. So thank you to Scott for that. So let's get right into it. We've got the crypto, equity, income and growth ETF to start with, which is CEGI. As we know right now, we're having problems getting this on exchanges. I'm currently talking to Trading 212 tonight. I'm still getting nowhere. They're still saying risk management at the moment. Yeah, other exchanges have got it on, but that's where we're at the moment. The current distribution rate that they have announced is 23.14%, and as we can see, that is a 0.4786 cent distribution. That's which is looking pretty well. I said this only writes on 50% of the portfolio. This is income and growth, so it writes on 50% of the portfolio. So for 23%, I think that's pretty good. We have FEPI in the US, which writes on 100% of the portfolio, and that has a 41% yield. Let's just jump to the REC shares website. As we can see, we have FEPI right here, which is just short of 42%. So let's break it down. So if we've got FEPI, which pays $1.46, and the share price is $40, that means if we were only writing on 50% of the portfolio, that would be 0.73 cents. And then if we look at the share price of FEGI, which is the pounds version, that means you could buy 1.5 times shares for that, for the same $40 right there. So that payment would be 0.7179 from the European version. So that's pretty close to 50% of FEPI, because it writes on 50% of the portfolio. So for me, I'm really happy with this SEGI. I really want Trading 2 to put this on, because I think it's one that I'd like to get involved in. I think it's looking really good, especially if we look at these numbers from here. And then the other one we can look at is FEPI next. So next up, we've got FEPI, which is the REC Tech Innovation Premium Income. So this one is on income and growth. This is premium income, so there's no writing 50% of the portfolio. This writes on 100% of the portfolio. So the distribution rate is 29.84%, which I thought was actually higher than what I expected. The US FEPI has consistently paid out 25% yield, and it's done that over since it's come out. So with this distribution rate being higher, really good start, I think. As long as it don't decay over time, the total returns are good. I think this is going to be great. So let's have a look at the actual distribution. So this is 0.5817 cents. So I think this is really off to a good start, just like YMAG / YMAP did, which is great. So I'm expecting FEGI to be half of that distribution rate, and if we look, it's at 14.01%. Because this is the income and growth, it only writes on 50% of the portfolio, so that means that 50% of your portfolio is uncapped, so it's got a chance to get that growth. I really like the sound that you get some income and some growth. I think people are going to really like these in Europe. Let's see how much this one pays. So this is paid 0.2932, which is great. I really like the sound of these so far, and I think these may do good long term. So just a little recap. We've got FEPI, which paid a 29%. We've got FEGI, what paid 14%, and we've got CEGI, what paid 23%. CEGI was higher than expected by me. I didn't really expect it to pay 23%. I thought it was going to be more around the 50% mark like FEPI and FEGI was. I thought it was going to pay more 13, 14%. I did not expect it to pay 23% on 50% of the portfolio. I don't know if they'll be able to keep that up. I'd like to know your thoughts in the comment. Do you think REC shares are going to be able to keep these numbers up, or do you think they're paying out too much, paying out too less? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. And also, if you are invested in any of these funds, let me know how it's gone so far in the comments, and are you happy with these distribution rates? Is it more than what you thought or less than what you thought? Because I want to buy CEGI and possibly FEPI at some point, and I really liking the distribution rate so far. I think the yields are in a really good spot for what they're paying out versus the NAV, let's say. But it's all about total returns at the end of the day. We need to watch the data now, get at least 3 months data, like we did with YMAG/YMAP, and watch the total returns and see how we do, because the last couple of weeks it seems like the volatility has been increasing very slightly and we're seeing a pullback in the market. So this may cause a bit of disruption to seeing the total returns, as we're going to see these kind of assets dip in a downward trending market. And I think one last thing we can actually look over, what I haven't looked at yet, is the assets under management from these. So if we look at FEGI, we have 7.5 million so far. That's pretty good. So the inception date was 06. So we've got 10 days left, but it'll be 2 months after 10 days. So we've got 7.5 million in FEGI. Let's have a quick look at CEGI. So in CEGI, we've got 3.1 million. And then let's have a look at FEPI, because this is the one I'm expecting the most AUM to be in, because this is just at 500 million in the US. And yeah, as expected, there's 11 million in FEPI, so that's 21.6 million AUM within 10 months. That's pretty good, I reckon. I think they've done pretty well already. So guys, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. What do you reckon to this distribution announcement? Are you invested in these products? Are you looking forward to seeing more data? Let me know below. And also, if you are interested in me breaking down all 3 of these funds, the video's on screen right now. Thank you guys. See you in the next one.